This is probably the most difficult thing we've dealt with yet.
That window was probably a second away from being busted out.
Good. Love you.
Hello everybody, welcome to vlog number 3 of We Are In Over Our Heads, where we try to turn a bus into a camper. So last week, if you didn't watch that vlog, we ended it with a little bit of a situation. We kind of stopped filming because we had a coolant leak. A hose going to the heater system that runs throughout the whole bus got cut by some sheet metal, and it caused a leak, which turned out to be the coolant system on a loop for the entire bus, including the engine. So it turned out to be a little bit more of an issue than we expected. It's already 88, and whatever temperature it is outside, you're gonna add like 10 to that on the inside of the bus. I've been here for 5 minutes, and again, I'm instantly sweating. I'm gonna get onto the outside and continue some sanding, which is actually going faster than I thought it would. We really just have to like take out the bubbles from any rust spots and any imperfections so that we can put Bondo over it. And then everything else, the paint just needs to be roughed up just a little bit so that the new paint sticks to it better. It's kind of annoying to do, but I'm going to put in a podcast and just get to work. So, for the main panels of the bus, I am using a circular sander and a palm sander, something like that. It has a different name. I'll think of it. I'm sure I'll think of it. Orbital sander. It's called an orbital sander. So that's for the main panels where it's kind of flat. But for, as you can see here, I'll show you. These right here, there's a lot of grooves here, and a sander isn't gonna get in there. So what we decided to use for that is steel wool, and it's actually working super well. Again, since we just have to rough it up, all we have to do is slide it on there a couple times, and the paint is roughed up enough to where the new paint and the primer will stick. So steel wool is a lifesaver for the areas that the sander doesn't work in. Since this is kind of like the hard, tedious part, I'm gonna get this done first and get in between the grooves of the bus, and then I will get to work with the circular sander. That's gotta go. Well, it's not gonna go. I want to keep it, but I think it would be cool to like sand it down and paint it the colors we're gonna paint the bus, and then put it back on. But for now, I have to take it off so that I can sand around. I'm gonna take things like this off too, just because it's gonna be easier to just remove them than it would be to tape around them and paint around them. Plus, if they ever come off for any reason, or if they ever get replaced and we can't find the same size, we don't want there to be yellow paint still behind it. So it makes more sense to just pull it off and paint everything and then pop it back on. It's time to sand some panels. I'm sweating so much. I should have picked a better day to do this, but I'm here. It has to be done. I'm not stopping now. We got pretty lucky with this bus. There's not much rust spots on it. There aren't many rust spots. I think the heat's getting to me. There aren't that many rust spots to it. There isn't a ton of damage, but I'm gonna show you for the few rust spots and the few areas of damage. I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do there in order to cover those up and smooth them out so that the new paint goes right over them, sticks really well to the metal, and also just not going to be able to tell that there used to be rust there. So let's get started sanding down a couple of those areas. Here's an example of one of the rust spots. It's in the front of the bus, kind of just above the tire. This one, and there's this one which I was already working on. But as you can see, this one still has some paint chipping and it's bubbling quite a bit. I'm going to take it all the way down to the metal so that it smooths out the whole rust spot. So as you can see, I pretty much took it all the way down to the metal here to where it is a lot more smooth. I don't feel any of those bubbles, and the new paint's going to look way better when this is all sanded down. It's weird, after using that palm sander for a long time, your hands like continue vibrating for a while after you're done using it. I don't like that feeling very much. It's just way too hot. I'm running out of sandpaper. I'm gonna stop by Home Depot on my way home, get some more sandpaper, and me and Brielle are gonna come back tomorrow or the next day. I'm gonna call it good for today. I'm gonna put the bus back where it goes and head to Home Depot and head home.
So it is demo day 4. Demo day 5. At this point, I've lost track. Last time we were here, we were with our friends Blaine and Kayleen. We got probably 90% of the stickers on the outside of the bus off, the reflective stickers. We also got all of the seats out, and now the building process is gonna begin. But there is a few things we need to finish up here in the demo process. I just swept up all the floor. There is a nasty pile of like 20-year-old dust in the back, which is disgusting. It also is a rainy, gross day. We're in a tornado warning or watch. I'm 23 and I still don't know the difference. So it's not the best day to be doing outside work on the bus. So I'm going to get on a ladder and tear up as much of the tape as I can before it starts raining and get nasty outside. When we were taking off the reflective stickers, it left like an adhesive mark. I'm gonna try to use Goof Off. It's pretty much like Goo Gone, and try to get the adhesive off. So we'll see how this goes.
What are you up to?
Just smearing boogers on the bus.
Ew.
So we can't figure out what's best. So when you actually get the adhesive strip off, like it looks nice and clean, because we can't decide if we want to just keep buffing it and buff it down to the metal. Yeah. Or if we want to go through and do the tedious, probably takes 15 minutes per little strip area, and just keep spraying this goof off and then wiping it down until it gets to a giant booger mess. This is probably the most difficult thing we've dealt with yet. We can't figure it out, but if you've done this before, comment down below so if anyone watches this video, they'll know how to actually do it and not follow our amateur ways. I should spray it that close. It's a little aggressive. We did not film anything after that clip. I do not suggest using Goof Off or Goo Gone or anything like that without wearing a mask. I thought because we were outside that it would be okay and the wind would just take the fumes away. That's not what happened. I want to say after an hour of doing it, which let me tell you, it is tedious work, taking the reflective stickers off, taking the adhesive off after you get the reflectors. I'm getting stressed just talking about it again. That's why I can't speak.
She got real sick, real lightheaded, super nauseous.
Yeah, I was either gonna puke or pass out or both at the same time. It was awful, 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 awful.
You know it's bad because I got her canes for lunch and she didn't even eat it. And that never happens.
Yeah, that's how you know it's bad if I don't eat my favorite food.
I was close to calling 911.
Okay, shut up. You're just being dramatic. Anyways, the point being is this job of getting the bus prepped to paint is 10 times harder than we ever imagined it would be.
I knew it was going to be hard.
Okay, 10 times harder than I imagined it would be.
It's about 5 times harder than I thought it would be.
Yeah, it's awful. Awful. Not fun. So, with that being said, I don't even think next week's video we're going to be able to paint yet. I think this is going to be a two-parter.
We started laying out with tape the interior of the bus, so I'll probably give you like a little peek of what that's going to look like too.
If you watched episode 1, it's completely different, and you'll see next week why.
Not completely different, but
it's
we had to
pretty
make some
dang
serious
different.
adjustments. Tune in next week to see a little bit of the adjustments we made on the floor plan, and see us do more work getting the bus ready to paint.
Yeah. It'll be good. It'll be fun. So we'll see you, like he already said, next week for all that jazz. Okay, bye. See you next week.